All right, y'all. Speaking of ignorant to the fullest, that's what some of the sports reporter critics are saying about FS1 going all in on Craig Carton. They call it a very strange gamble. All right. And I'm going to source and read this one, a lot of the facts of this story first and set the table because, frankly, I don't know a ton about him. And I tried to watch the show when it first came out, but I couldn't get through it. It wasn't my cup of tea. Let's just say that. Plus, the WNBA was on, so I watched that. Y'all know me. If I watch the WNBA, woo, ain't nothing else on. Let me stop. So when Craig Carton was sentenced to prison for orchestrating a fraudulent multi-million-dollar ticket reselling scheme, did y'all hear that? That was one sentence. The judge presiding over the case said his career was in tatters and his reputation was lost. Well, Craig Carton, you have indeed descended into a hell of your own making. That's what the judge said. Wow, a hell of your own making. Talk about it. And everything you spent a lifetime of building up is gone. That's what the judge said. But you're not the ultimate judge. That will be our God. That will be the universe. So let's just say Judge Colleen McMahon may have been a little wrong because while Carton was sentenced to 3.5 years behind bars, gavel hit the damn court. He was released after serving a little over a year. Guess he was on good behavior, right? Roughly 4 months later, he was back on WFAN, and seated in a familiar drive time slot. All right, Carton's prison sentence didn't destroy his career. Instead, it barely derailed it. Interesting. And now he's received his biggest professional break yet. A 7-figure contract with Fox Sports. I know what that feels like. So Carton, who launched his own FS1 show last fall, announced last week he's joining the network full-time this summer. He's gone from prison inmate to national TV host in less time than a full presidential term. That's what they say. This is the opposite of cancel culture. Yes, we know. Carton's resurrection is amazing. Let's stop down right here. Okay. So full-time means what? No more radio? Committed fully to just doing the Carton show, the TV show? Let's talk through this. All right, so Fox, the national network, is going all in on a convicted criminal who defrauded fans to fuel his gambling addiction. Back in 2017, Carton resigned from WFAN morning duties after being arrested, by the FBI on charges that he ran a Ponzi-like scheme. Carton and his partners solicited investments from victims, including the Manhattan hedge fund, and claimed they were using that money to buy and sell concert tickets. A hedge fund to get some damn Beyonce tickets? Well, they do cost a grip. Beyonce tickets cost tuition, but still, a hedge fund? Except they weren't going to the concerts. Carton was using that money to pay off his ever-increasing gambling debt. Making sense. I know a lot of y'all don't know all this. I hope y'all don't, because I didn't. In an HBO documentary, he said he borrowed over $30 million to gamble with as part of his 2018 sentence, and he was ordered to pay nearly $5 million in restitution. Yeah, where's my restitution? Carton is the face of the sports book FanDuel's efforts to combat problem gambling and hosts a Saturday show on WFAN about the same topic. Y'all catch that? Had a gambling problem. Went out there and actually just got over on people in his gambling efforts, and then is now getting paid from 2 companies to talk about his gambling problem. To deter you from having a gambling problem. All right. So he's the face of all of those topics, all of those things with all of those entities. And it didn't take long for him to regain his form, his swag, when he returned to WFAN in the fall of 2020. Carton and Evan Roberts demolished ESPN's Michael K. I heard of him in the afternoon ratings, nearly tripling him in the last book. Carton put a stop to the legacy station's post-Francesca faltering. Now I see that in New York local radio, which is not local. That sucker is major. With that in mind, it's understandable why Audacy, WFAN's parent company, pushed so hard to repair Carton. He's a cash cow. But Fox's fascination with the loudmouth host, that's their words, not mine, is harder to fathom. Carton has never proved he can draw ratings and hasn't gotten much better, not on a national level. Okay, so in fact, the Carton show has been a complete bust. Damn, that's the word I hate using, but that's what they wrote. The Carton show debuted to strikingly low ratings and hasn't gotten much better. Program averaged 58,000 viewers per episode, making it one of FS1's lowest rated offerings. Skip Bayless led Undisputed, averaged 173,000 100,000 viewers per episode during that same period. First Things First and Colin Cowherd's simulcast each average 130,000 eyeballs per show. Speak is currently the 19th most popular show on FS1 and narrowly eclipses the Carton Show in daily viewers. Damn. Let me tell y'all what y'all just heard. Now, let me wait a second. Let me get into it. At a glance, the Carton Show resembles every other sports debate show on TV. Carton and his cohort of ex-athletes, often Brandon Jennings, Tim Hardaway, my dog, and Cody Decker, gab about the day's trending topics and fill their analysis with plenty of cliches. Take their recent discussion about Shohei Ohtani, for example. That's what they said. Listen to this. Carton, he stands while the former athletes sit. That was the first thing I noticed about the show. I was like, ugh. I remember Colin Cowherd, when he first got into the new format at FS1, had a huge issue with like him looking like he was the emperor and everybody else was just sitting there as descendants, like sitting there like, oh, build my pyramids. And I think they altered that set because of that. So it creates this weird teacher-student vibe, they say. Declared the Angel star, talking about Ohtani, can't be the best player in sports if his team never makes the postseason. All right. I'm sure I've said something crazy like that before, which is not profound. All right. So here's one of the comments they have. This guy sucks. It's easily the worst show on FS1, and the fact that he's a convicted felon for some kind of wire fraud is giving the morning spot and moving all around all the other shows to make space for this fraud a joke. Big mistake, FS1, and the ratings show that. Can't even break 60,000 in a country of hundreds of millions of sports fans. Tells me I'm not the only one who feels this way. ESPN says thanks, though. Wow. The Carton Show's Twitter account doesn't even boast 8,000 followers. Carton's clips often barely attract a dozen likes. They're going in on Carton. Whoever. This is New York. This is a New York report, but damn, they must know him. The Carton Show's let me see. The New York Post, Andrew Marchand, writes that there is hope among some at FS1 that Carton will perform better on TV once he's freed of his radio duties. That's why we talked about him now being full-time. Now, indeed, he was working a crazy schedule. They said 2:30 in the morning, got up for TV, and didn't get to the crib, got back home at 8 o'clock every night. Hard to believe those hours were conducive to making the best programming possible. In other words, Carton's work is cut out for him, but there is some belief he can do it. Okay, let's talk about this first. All right, let's talk about where he is and what he's done to FS1 in terms of that, because he has the morning show, as they mentioned right here. And by having the morning show, everything else obviously shifted, and everything else kind of drafts off of what you do. So the morning show has to set the tone. Go down on kickoff. Remember that? You used to hear coaches always say, go down on kickoff, set the tone. Well, the morning shows set the tone. Just like on ESPN, Get Up sets the tone. And there was a time when Get Up, when they first started, basically, wasn't setting the tone, and it was messing with ESPN. All of a sudden, they got it right. They got their formula down, and bam. So FS1 is thinking the same thing. I do know one of the mantras of FS1 is don't count the first year. So it's only been 1 year for Carton, so no one upstairs is really holding that against him. At least that's what they say. But I can tell you this. That's what they say, not necessarily what they mean, because Carton gave up his radio gig, and I'm sure it was some applied gentle pressure from FS1. Like, bruh, 58,000 viewers a year later. And you're doing 2 shows, and maybe your radio's killing it. I don't know, but you want to keep this gig, we're going to have to fix something, because we can't run it back the same way and expect different results. That's insanity, right? Doing something the same way, expecting different results. So I think there was some gentle pressure. You know me, I talk stories in HD, hypothetical detective. I think there was some pressure placed on them to get rid of that radio and have a clean slate. They told me that when I first came from radio with Max Kellerman, but Max already went the first take. They were telling me, hey, Marcellus, we don't want you to do radio. I was like, why not? I like radio. It's amazing. They're like, we want to keep your energy clean. All right, so maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I think they did. Now, what else is going on over there? Let's talk about the Carton Show. So 58,000 starts it off. And y'all got to catch this. So Skip leads it over there, right? Because he makes the most money. Skip and Shannon, they had the highest rated show over there. Now, it used to be clearly Colin, number 2. What I noticed in this article, what I noticed in this review was First Things First is right there with Colin. I don't know their averages, but for this book, for this amount of time, they were at the same amount of viewers, 130,000, right? That's good if you're on First Things First, because Nick Wright is groomed to be the next Colin Cowherd. I love Nick Wright. I think he's amazing at what he does. A lot of people do, some don't. Welcome to life. But I think that he's on the fast track to doing exactly what he wants to do over there or anywhere, frankly. Colin is just a staple. So Colin is like, all right, well, we've been doing this forever. So there's ebbs and flows. I'm sure he's going to make some Wall Street reference or something, as he always does. Like Starbucks. And it says you just go up and down with it. But Colin's fine. Speak, currently the 19th most popular show. That's not good. Because they're hovering closer to Carton than you want to if Carton is getting all this bad press, right? But once again, first year together, new chemistry, different cast, new people win. So, you got Slick Rick sometimes and you don't. You got Dave sometimes you don't. That kind of stuff. So this first year is not going to count against them. And obviously Shady, Acho, and Joy. So pretty low ratings at the bottom, but at the same time, 2 first-year shows. So let's just put an asterisk by that and see how it goes going forward. Man, let me tell you, the thing that's interesting about this is how this show is formatted. It just looks really dry. I'm not saying it is, because frankly, I don't even get through it. But, it's funny, doing shows that you don't like, that was something that I would find sophisticated ways to let the audience know that I'm in on it with y'all. Like, I ain't feeling this either, but I'm doing this. And I was blessed to really do the shows I like because I showed personality early. And it was kind of scary. It was actually a little daring, most people said, like, dog, stick to the X's and O's because that's what's going to get you paid. Got to remember, I started this. My first show was a local show, Buffalo, 97. Went from there to the NFL Network day one when they opened up 2003. So this is 2 X's and O's, nail it, third and goal, fourth and goal shows. Then NFL Live and Sports Center. So I just stayed in that narrow space, And then I just started being me from hello. And finally, Jamie Horowitz and others, they concocted Sports Nation. And that was my way to show personality and show more of who I was. And then I got swept away a little bit into the debate stuff, even though it wasn't supposed to be. Sports Nation ain't in the debate. Max and Marcellus won the debate. But culture is what's rewarded. So every time we did it our way, there was always this pull, nah, just argue. Nah, find some contention. Nah, just beef. And I was like, God dang. So anybody who wants to make it to the top, Shady, Acho, people that can make it to the top and that want to get to the top, you're going to see them being more argumentative than not because they see that's what wins, right? You're smart. Like human nature is like, what's the best way and path to success? I'm going to try it. Even if that's not your personality, even if that's not the way you really want to do it, you can tell. I think Shady just want to pop off. You just want to get his out. Just say it like it is. I think Acho wants to be the star, and in the process of being the star, will do it anyway to get the shine. So, but his style, I think Acho's style is a little more introspective, a little deeper. You see him on a panel or a graduation speech or him being moderator. Like Acho likes to really break it down, but you can see him now on this show kind of in that moderator role. So that's good for him. Let's see how these shows play out. My question to you guys is, did Fox make a mistake hiring Carton? What y'all think? And why do you think they did it? I ain't gonna lie, it was a roll of the dice. And one of the packages, we were going through negotiations, and one of the packages was like, all right, you go do First Things First. And then while you're there, you also do some Carton. And I was like, let me look at this show. And that's when I saw it. And I was like, no, sir, not me. I was like, build my locker. And they built my locker back here like Fox did. See all this love. And we were going to do a different show. Then that didn't, because I wanted to do all the shows. And so that's how it goes. But all things respected from them, man. I just want to see how this show's going to turn out. I wouldn't bet on it, but let's see how they do in their second year. Is it fair for Carton to be in his position considering his record? I mean, I'm asking you guys more than me. Like, I believe in redemption. I believe in, second chances. I hate when people say second chances, like that's it. I believe in third chances. It depends on what you did. But this is pretty bad. $30 million for gambling? God dang, I need to know his contacts. first of all, how you gonna be a hedge fund dude? Give somebody $30 million, whoever y'all are, and didn't vet it. Like, ignorant, all right? And do y'all think he will and this show will be successful on Fox? Or will it flop?